Welcome to the tutorial, Academic OneFile, a quick introduction. Academic OneFile is a database that, in addition to academic journals and books, searches magazines, newspapers, images, audio resources such as podcasts, and videos. It's a great resource for finding trustworthy audio-video. Additionally, if you need to know the public perception of a topic, it's a great place to start. Since this is a subscription-based database, you must access it via the library's website, which is medlib.bu.edu. Once you get to the library's website, hover over e-resources and select Databases. Select the letter A underneath the alphabetical index. And Academic OneFile is fourth down in the list. Click on it. Again, since this is a subscription-based database, if you haven't already logged into BU once in your session, you will be prompted to log into it when you click on Academic OneFile. Once you have finished logging in, you will be brought automatically to the advanced search part of Academic OneFile. Suppose you're interested in obesity in teenagers. To begin your search, you want to just start right here on the advanced search. You can see that you have different search boxes. You want to enter one concept in each box. It will be similar to Googling this way, with the keyword selected. So I'm going to start to put in obesity. You can see the suggestions pop up. These suggestions are like Google suggestions. They're based on popularity. So remember, just because something is a popular search doesn't necessarily mean it's a good search. But if the term you were starting to type already pops up, you certainly can click on it. Or if a term pops up that you think, oh, that might be a good idea to search. If you don't like these ideas popping up, you can just turn them off right here. It says Search Assist. Click on Off and turn them off. In the second search box, I'm going to put in our second concept, which is teenagers. And now I'm going to click on Search. Now you can see the Academic OneFile automatically only shows you one type of resource at a time, so it automatically pulls up the academic journals. You can also show magazines, and you can see that the magazines that show up are things like Pharmacy Times, Prepared Foods, New Hope 360, so these are not academic journals. You can see books, news, so that's newspapers, things like the New York Times. And you can select to view just the video and audio, but they also pull it out a selection of them on the right hand side. So if you get any audio-visual results, you'll know right away because they're over here. There's the video and there's the related audio. But if you want to see it individually, you can just select to filter down to just the videos. And there they all are. Now there are other filters or limits that we can use to further narrow this broad keyword search. I'm going to bring us back to journals so you can see what they look like. Suggested subjects come up, so you could say perhaps that you just want to bring up articles about also health. Document types come up, so maybe you only want to look at book reviews because you're interested in just finding a good book. Publication titles, so maybe you're interested in items just in this pediatric news journal. And you can also narrow by publication date. So I usually use the custom date range to say maybe I only want this from January of 2010 to present. So then you just select that, and then you select present, which is actually September, not August, and then you say search. And that would narrow you down by the date. So this keyword search is pretty good, but what if we did a subject search? You can see these related subjects are listed here. What's the difference between a subject and a keyword? Well, items entered into the database are tagged with pre-agreed upon subject terms to help pull together articles about a particular topic. This means that when a topic has a bunch of synonyms, for instance, teenagers may also be called young adults, juveniles, teens, etc., they all show up under the same subject. So a keyword search for juvenile would miss the items that only mention teens in their abstract, but if you search for the subject term for the concept of teenagers, you get all of the items that were tagged with that subject term, regardless of whether the item itself says that term or not. So how do you find out which of these subject terms to use? Well, some subject terms are suggested on the left after your keyword search, but you can also search for a subject term using this Subject Guide Search tab on the top. If I click on this, I can now put in one of my terms, which is teenagers, and hit enter. You can see that teenagers comes up as a subject term and it says see youth. That means the term youth is used for teenagers. So if I click on that, it tells me that there are over 83,000, almost 84,000 items tagged in Academic OneFile as being about youth. Now, unfortunately, it's not possible to build a complex search by sending these terms to a box. You just have to kind of remember them. So maybe write down your term before searching for your next term. So I'm going to select the subject guide search. And this time I'm going to search for obesity. Now, since obesity is such a large term, see it has over 109,000 results, and obesity is the right term, there are subdivisions. So if you click on this green arrow, it's telling me that these are terms that I could use to narrow my search. So for instance, if I selected obesity in advertising, there's only 9 items about this. So you know this ahead of time. So that's one way you can narrow your search if you're getting too much. And there's also related subjects, so other terms that might be more what you're looking for. So if I click on that, it'll tell me some other terms, such as adolescent obesity is a narrower term. But now I know that obesity is a term, and I really want to combine obesity with youth because maybe not everybody would think to tag an article about teenagers and obesity as adolescent obesity, so I want to try this search first. So back to my advanced search. In this drop-down menu, I'm going to change this to a subject search, and I'm going to type in obesity. I'm going to change this drop-down menu to subject again, and I'm going to put in youth this time, and I'll hit search. And you can see that we have many more results than before. For instance, we only had a couple of videos before, whereas now we have 9. So we were able to find all of the synonyms for teenagers, basically, and that broadened our results out to make sure we weren't missing anything. Now that we found everything we possibly can about teenagers and obesity, we could further narrow within these really good results to find something about a slightly more narrow topic maybe for our paper or our research. So now if we go over to the limiter of related subjects and click to view more, we can see that one of the first obesity factors that comes up is exercise. So maybe you decide that would be a good thing to focus on to narrow your results a bit. If you click on this, it will narrow down to just items about youth and obesity and exercise. So that gives you a narrower result. So now that you have a good search, of course you're going to want to be able to find the full text of the articles or the magazines or the book records or view the videos, etc. So how do you get to that easily through Academic OneFile? Well, there are 2 different ways to get to the full text. One is full text provided by Academic OneFile, and one is full text provided by BU. If the full text is provided by Academic OneFile, you'll see little icons such as these 2 right here. This piece of paper icon means that you'll view the full text of the article as in HTML. So if I click on this, it pulls it up as a web page. This icon, that's basically the Adobe icon, will pull up the PDF for me. So if I click on that, it will open up and download the PDF. Now if you see the Find at BU button, that means the access to the full text is most likely provided by BU. It's best though to click where it says this green piece of paper that says AB. That means the abstract. If you click on that, look to see if there's a DOI link. That works much more frequently than the Find at BU button. So if you click on that, it'll bring you out to the full text that's provided by BU. If you don't see that, then click on the Find at BU button. As I said, the DOI link is more reliable, so look to see if one exists first. And if it doesn't, try the Find at BU button. If you have any trouble with an item that has a Find at BU button and you can't seem to get the full text, simply email us or call us and we will help you out with it. Now for the videos and audios, if you click on the video filter, and then click out to the full entry for the item. Here you can see the transcript for the video, and if the full recording of the video is available, this play video link will show up and you can click on it to view the video. Items like this that have a transcript have this little piece of paper icon show up. For the audio, it's similar. You just want to click on the link and then you can listen to the full broadcast. Now for the audio and video, if you see this piece of paper with a blue C on it, that is them telling you they only have the citation and not the full recording for you to listen to. If you see a Find at BU button, for most of the audio and video, that usually means that we only have the transcript of it. But we might have the full recording, so do check it out. Thank you for watching a quick introduction to Academic OneFile. For more information about this or any other library resources or services, please feel free to contact the reference desk at 617-638-4228 or refquest@bu.edu.